Welcome to Fame Global Academy. This is biology class, and I'll be teaching you on biology JAMB tutorial and how you can pass very well and come out in flying colors in this 2026 JAMB. I see you at the top. All right, the question we'll be taking is already from Biology JAMB Past Question 2024. Question 1 is already on the board. Let me just quickly read it. The major building block of an organism is nitrogen, A, B, water, C, carbon, and D, sulfur. The correct answer here is carbon. Do you know why? Yes, carbon form a very strong bond with so many minerals in the body. Yes, I'll tell you that, because it can form both complex chains and make life very, very possible. Most of the nutrients we need, be it carbohydrates, protein, lipids, or fats and oil, all form carbon, carbon is the major pillar which forms them. Now, nitrogen, of course, sometimes may be present in protein, but it is not really the major building block. Same thing with water. I know you say water is essential for life, but it doesn't really form the major building block of life. The same thing with sulfur, which is found little in protein. Yes, you know, these exam bodies, they can be very tricky. If you watch, they brought out both water and carbon. Some of you may quickly go for water because you all know, in quotes, that water is essential for life. But I'm telling you today, the major building block for life of an organism is carbon. So let's quickly go to question number 2. Question 2 here is on the board. The process by which plants lose water from the atmosphere is A, transpiration, B, guttation, C, translocation, D, evaporation. The correct answer here is A. Now, what is this transpiration? Transpiration is simply a process by which water vapor, you must take note of the word water vapor there. Water vapor leaves the plant through the stomata of the leaves. Yes, stomata is already on the board here. Stomata are just tiny pore spaces through which water leaves the plants on their leaves. They are located on the leaves, very tiny pore spaces. Then guttation. You know, I told us that JAMB is very tricky. They will usually bring two options that look similar. Although guttation also involves a process of water release to the atmosphere, but the difference here must be taken note. Transpiration is the movement of water, the release of water vapor through the stomata of the leaves of plants, whereas guttation is the release of liquid. That was why I told you in the first place that you take note of the word water vapor. For transpiration, it involves water vapor, but for guttation, it involves liquid, water in the form of liquid. You know, water exists in different forms. Now, water in the form of liquid is released to the atmosphere through specialized organs which are referred to as hydatodes. For transpiration, it is stomata, but for guttation, it is hydatodes. Hydatodes. Please note the difference. Okay? And guttation involves the release of liquid water droplets. But for transpiration, it is water vapor, and it is to the atmosphere for transpiration, whereas hydatodes is located at the edges of the leaves. Stomata is located at the what? On the leaves itself. Now, hydration occurs, glutation occurs because during water absorption by the plant, the water absorbs faster than it can release. You must agree with me that when you eat overfeeding, you must look for every other way to what? Release it out. So that is what happens during glutation. When plant absorb water faster than it can release through transpiration, the excess water leaves the plant through the hydatodes, which is a process called glutation. Now let's quickly go to question 3 on the JAMB past questions. Okay, question 3 is actually a diagram. Please, I will take a little time. They say use the diagram above to answer the question that follows. The organism belong to kingdom A, Monera, B, Protista, C, fungi, and D, Animalia. Now the correct answer here is Monera. Although some of you may argue with me that but Monera is bacteria. Yes, the diagram above here is actually a virus, and we all know that viruses do not exist on their own. They are parasites that must attach themselves to a host for all the essentials they need, like sugar and the rest of them. It is actually classified under bacteriophage. Look at it on the board. Bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. That is what viruses are usually classified under. But for the sake of exam, usually JAMB, the answer is usually associated with Monera. Reason being that viruses associate itself with bacteria, and bacteria belong to the kingdom Monera. For this sole reason, and for exam purposes, especially JAMB, the correct answer is usually associated with A, which is Monera. Now for Protista usually is not the correct answer because it belongs to unicellular plant animals, because most of them possess what we call chlorophyll. Then fungi has dual it has both the characteristics of plant and animal at the same time. Then animalia is usually for animals. So the correct answer here is Monera.